Let us know. That would be a cool idea for Patreon.
Yeah, we're trying to go with
like,
Patreon ideas.
Yeah.
Like, what would you guys pay to have as a Patreon reward?
Exactly.
I'm not ashamed to ask for
Yeah.
ideas.
In times of old, in times of new, there's a God to follow to make it true. It's the pop culture field, and you will.
You ready?
Yep. Did you start last time? Or
I think you did.
Okay.
Okay, I shall start.
You started last time,
Okay,
Iz.
all right. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Pop Culture Field Manual Podcast. Sitting right at that intersection, working that corner.
Working that corner.
Right at the intersection of weapons, action, the military, and pop culture.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Cameron Fath. Thank you for being here with us, probably driving in your cars.
Hello, hello.
As always, hello. As always, I'm joined with
a person. You're joined. You're joined at the hip. I'm Israel Wright. I'm a Green Beret. Well, once a Green Beret, always a Green Beret, right? But
yeah,
I am
not as lean, not as mean, but always
green.
Yeah, super lame. But but I digress. Hello, folks. Thank you for joining us. We are Cam and Izzy, also known as Shift Fire, also known as the guys from PCFM, also known as the Gameology guys, also known as My Happy Self, also known as Kit God. Wow.
We're
Have you
all
ever,
over the place.
Dude, that's
really are all
nuts. That's the
internet.
first time I ever said that.
You just, when you put it all together, it's like, wow, we do a lot.
I need a vacation. But today's episode is actually a part 2. When we first started this podcast, episode 1, military cliches, right?
Yep.
Things in pop
came
culture.
to us in a dark alley.
Yeah, and he said,
"Hey, you kids
"You
want
want to make money?
Yeah, you want to make some money.
We haven't made.
That's how I approach
We haven't made
guys.
any money yet. So still living on empty promises.
Yep.
But we did a military cliches. It was a super fun episode to make. All the things that are portrayed in pop culture that civilians or Hollywood writers seem to think how the military is or is portrayed.
Yeah.
That are inaccurate or super accurate. So we are going to do a part 2 just because there are so many to list.
Yep.
And I'm actually really excited because sometimes when I was making this list, it turned into me trying to find military cliches to just me listing my pet peeves,
Things that you hated about
things I hate about the military. Because what's really funny is there's nobody I hate more than soldiers.
Even though you love them.
Yeah, even though I am one and I
them.
love them, they're the number one people I can't stand. Just for some of these reasons. But without further ado, let's name some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the first one I want to highlight here is the idea that military personnel only do military things.
Yes.
Every day for the rest of their lives.
They kind of like those that do this kind of let like the military persona and identity and maybe even not the not so fun parts or good parts of being in the military take over their entire persona and identity.
Exactly. It's like, thank you, Ranger Regiment, for my personality.
Yes.
Yes, which is partly true.
Because I had none, and I will have none after this because I'll just use the Ranger personality.
Exactly. But it's for example, it's like military on the weekends. They wake up at 05 on the weekends and PT in the morning, and then go get a haircut or do some silly stuff. But in fact, we do normal people shit. I sleep in on the weekends. I don't know. You mow the lawn.
You do things that are
you do normal people
play video games.
Yeah,
maybe,
it's
that aren't military video. You don't play Call of Duty or Battlefield. You play like maybe I don't know, Elden Ring or something.
Yeah, you nerd out. You read comics. You do weird stuff. You like
there are more of us.
We had a
in the
cosplayer.
military, yeah.
We had a guy who cosplayed.
Whoa, really? I instantly respect this person.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, no, it's at the end of the day, like the military is literally a job. Just like if you're working at the office 9 to 5, or you're a mechanic or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, we have mechanics too. They just, I don't fucking know. But
Yeah, they don't go home and talk about mechanic stuff all day.
yeah, no, they
with their
go home. They
girlfriends,
like, ask their kids how their day was, and like,
Yeah.
they'd be a father or a mother, and like do random people normal stuff, or like, time's a big one. Like in the military, actually, the only people in the world that do a 12-hour clock are Americans. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. Everybody else
24-hour
clock. Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why we did AM and PM, but it's like in the military, yeah, we use they call it even military time, but it's like should be called rest of the world time.
There's a couple things we do in America that like people don't tend to do elsewhere.
Yeah, like the metric system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And awesome pizza.
Yeah, like when I'm in the job, like when I'm doing the job, it's like, yeah, we gotta wake up 06, be out the door 1400. We got this at 1400. We got that first formation 0630. But when it's like a weekend, I'm like, what is it, like 4 p.m. right now? I don't know. It's like we don't use military terms and terminologies to describe things. Like we just do normal people stuff.
Yeah. Now, what about Cameron? Let me ask you in relation to this question.
Sure, Israel.
What are? Thank you for using my name. I really feel like you respect me more now.
Yeah.
What about the things that you should or could take with you? Because when I think about into your normal life, maybe time management skills.
Time management skills. Punctuality.
Yeah, punctuality.
If you're not 15 minutes early, you're 20 minutes late.
Yeah, situational awareness.
Especially
in this day and age, man. I mean, you never know.
Yes.
What could go down? No place is sacred. No place is safe.
No, not at all. Especially in today's day and age, just like you said. I would say, besides punctuality, discipline. Being able to
self-discipline. Being a self-starter, right?
Yes, being a self-starter, not just don't walk. You gotta walk the walk. You can't just talk the talk.
Yeah.
Type of things, and I think you do that a lot in the military because it's like, yeah, we don't just say we PT every day. We go and we PT every day.
Right.
That's literally what our job is.
That's one thing I would want people to know. We've talked about this before a little bit, but like there are things that you can take with you from your time in the military that actually can help you with the rest of your life.
Absolutely, man.
And then, but more in the realm of like ideas, principles, beliefs, moral codes, fundamentals. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, the building blocks of success. I would say that I've gathered from the Army, and I'm pretty much indebted to the military for the growth that I've got. But that doesn't mean it's sometimes all positive. But yeah, man, military people everyone thinks they're military 24/7. It's just a job. Yeah. It's like we, take off the uniform too. Okay. But next one here on my list is for some reason, the belief that military equipment or something that states, quote unquote, mil-spec is a awesome piece of gear.
Just using the term mil-spec.
Yeah. It's like something that's military spec,
military
something
specification.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, that doesn't mean
It's really just a marketing term now.
It's a marketing term because they're like, oh my God, if the Army uses it, it must be top of the line. And let me tell you something. Equipment always goes to the lowest bidder.
Especially when it comes to government stuff, man.
Yeah.
Built by the lowest bidder, man.
Exactly. I mean, we were fortunate enough, and I say we, and I most mean me, because you were still in at a time where like it was still grit.
I was in right before. Well, it's still great.
The grit.
Grit. Yeah.
I'd say grit.
It was. Yeah. I got out. I was in right before there was like this warp speed.
Advance in
technology and tactics and things like that. So, it's just interesting at the time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's like, even like with the newer technologies, I can see myself like, they're like, this is the new hotness. And I was like, oh, yeah, I have that in the civilian world, and it's way better. Mm-hmm. It's like rucksacks, for example. Like, you get issued a military rucksack, and it's just like, people think because the Army issues it, it's like the best thing, but it's like, okay, well, I have like a mystery ranch that is 10 times better than this Molly ruck.
Yep.
But I think that's funny, especially you go on like, have you ever seen, you go on eBay and you're like looking up a specific gear and people will tag like.
Cut this out, turning off the AC. AC is turned off, and.
If you go on like eBay and you type in like tactical gear, like in order to sell things, people will like label used gear as like they'll say like Ranger pouch, or they'll say like used in Afghanistan.
Like tactical spoon or tactical clock
or like tactical mil spec
sweatband.
tactical duct tape used by Army Rangers. SEALs, Dev Gru tags, like fucking nuts. But yeah, just because it was in the military doesn't mean it's a good piece of equipment.
Yeah, interesting. So let me ask you this in relation to this question. Like, what are some of do there exist general principles and practices in evaluating how good any piece of equipment might be? Like, are there baseline things that you should be looking for, like material makeup or some sort of like standard like specification when it comes to like tensile strength or some sort of national standard when it comes to like maybe shatterproof, or when it comes to body armor? Are within each category, are there standards that you should be looking for?
I think it really depends on what you find yourself doing.
Okay.
Because like, I don't know, man. People have been fighting for a long time. And, like, you look at, like, these third world countries that have been fighting, first world countries in, like, sandals and and flip-flops and, like, T-shirts and, just some canvas that they stitched together to hold some pouches. And they've, like, came out on top sometimes. Mm-hmm. So tactical gear, in my opinion, like, it adds value, but it necessarily doesn't create lethality in a way. I think it all comes down to like training and application. So these are just things that enhance your capabilities, but they don't establish them.
You should have the baseline abilities come from
it's like within, I would rather
the person,
Yeah, I mean, like me personally, if I had $1,000, I would rather buy a $100 plate carrier and then $900 worth of training than be one of these guys on like Instagram that you see that have like all the Gucci gear but can't shoot or like move for shit. So I think gear is subjective. It all depends on what you're doing, what you're gonna find yourself in. It's just an enhancing tool. It's not necessarily a baseline.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, if something like we bag on like really cheap gear sometimes a lot.
Yeah.
Like Condor. Like I feel so bad for Condor because like some of their some of their pieces of equipment, I look at them and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I need. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, but it's Condor. Yeah, so...
Do you think you get a little stuck up, like when we talk about Gucci, but then maybe the other way, we kind of give, low-end gear a bad name when there could be some quality products there,
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm trying to get away from that. But I'm like I'm a snob when it comes to like I'm so picky. I'm one of those dudes that's like, if it's expensive, it must last a long time.
And now, and not that that's true every single time.
It's not.
But there is a certain, like, on average, the totality of instances where you choose the higher end gear. Yeah. Most of the time, it is that way.
Yeah,
would you say when it comes to gear?
I would, just because usually it's like I won't look at standard issue stuff, but I will look at soft issue stuff because like there's a reason why they're put on the books.
Yeah.
And there's like actual people that go out and like there's an entire job in regiment is to like go find gear for regiment.
Yeah.
And like,
which I did not know about. I think you told me about that.
I had a platoon sergeant that like got us our, APCs or AVSs, the Cry AVS. He like got them in, and they're great plate carriers. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. But yeah.
No, we're just talking about like mil spec stuff,
Yeah, I don't know. It's like watching movies that like there's like a contractor, but he's like wearing like an airsoft vest that they like. I feel bad for like the costume department. It's like those vests with like the pistol holster like on the breast pocket,
right?
And like the zip front one has got the buckle attached to it.
Yep.
I'm like that. Nobody uses that.
Yep.
But they're like, oh my god, it's got pouches on it. Like it says mil spec on it. Yeah.
There's like a creative decision, or there's an aesthetic that they're looking for, a look that they want in that movie, which overrides any kind of maybe tactical kind of consideration.
Yeah, but even like, if you saw someone wearing that type of, it's like the vest you can get from the airsoft store for like $35. It's got like zipper, some pouches, and like, what I'm talking about? It's got like the holster right here.
Oh yeah,
you see it in like NCIS, and you see
does it look like a fisherman's? Kind of
it looks
gear?
like a fisherman's thing, and I see it in pop culture all the time. And it's like if you're trying to make like an antagonist or someone that looks like they know what they're doing and they're extremely deadly, that person would never be caught dead in that thing.
When are we gonna go back to the 1980s action villain guys like in Commando, where the guy's got the chainmail the chainmail A shirt, you know, and the chainmail gloves and stuff like that.
Dude, it's
Why don't we need to, the symbology needs to override any tactical choice.
I think we're going there because have you seen fashion nowadays?
Yeah.
I think we're going there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I've got a lot of fishnet.
It's expression over practicality.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
But let's keep it moving. What's one that a military cliche that you find?
I mean, like, it's well, the one thing that I'm gonna actually jump down a little bit when it comes to this is something that I've encountered. People look at, like, they say they hear special forces or whatever, and they assume that you have like a wide breadth of knowledge on like weaponry and stuff like that, and even like tactics. Now, you know, I'm a little it's a little different for me because I've been out of the military for a long time, so obviously tactics and weapons would have changed. But like, you know, I'm playing games, playing Call of Duty, or you know, playing Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov. They're like, hey, have you ever fired this weapon? What about this weapon? What do you know about this? I'm like, dude, I know about the M4, man.
Yeah.
I know about, I think it was the SOP Mod 1 or whatever. All my attachments and stuff. Like,
yeah.
I know about that. And you know, being a Bravo, an 18 Bravo, which is a weapons sergeant, then you would, you know, there'd be a little more responsibility of having a breadth of knowledge of all different weapon types. If I had known then what I know now in the terms of the kind of career that I'm getting into in relation to my military career, I totally went 18 Bravo. Because I'm like, oh, that's the sexy stuff that people want to know about. They want to know about, have you fired this weapon? What does this weapon sound like? How does this weapon feel? And it's like, dude, the 9mm Beretta and the M4. That was it, man.
Yeah,
that was my bread and butter, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, the 50 cal on top
I
of a
think,
Humvee.
and there's even the reverse side of that where it's like, okay, well, and then there's people that think just because you're in the Army, you're like a cold-blooded fucking killer.
Oh, yeah.
Like you are like a hitman. You know, what'd you do? 92 Golf. Oh, yeah? Oh, man.
Oh, that sounds hardcore, man.
Yeah, and 92 Golf is pretty sure a culinary specialist. Yeah, Army food specialist. And they like, they just assume you're like an expert marksman. You are like trained in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, dude, I've seen the biggest wimps in the military before.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of people, you know, the military attracts a wide variety of backgrounds.
Yeah,
and
it does. And some units, like, you know, it may be on the books that their physical standards are a certain way, but in practice, they are not that way at all. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
people slip through the cracks all the time.
Yeah, and I think you and I mean, especially because you and I went into right off the streets and went into elite units or trained for elite units. We had a certain perception of how people did it. And I'll never know what it's like to be in a regular line unit, you know, or to be like to do one of the other MOSs. So we see,
be a normie.
Yeah, you see like a fat Army guy, Army soldier, and you're like, what are you doing? Aren't they? But it's like, no, he's like he's an 88 Mike or whatever. He's a truck driver, you know. So it's like, no, it's not all. It's like, not uniform across the board. And then you know, not that those standards should be relaxed, but like if I'm like in like logistics or if I'm you know in legal or whatever, maybe SigDet or something like that, working radios only. I don't know, man. Maybe there wouldn't be such a need to be totally in shape or be able to do like max out your PT test.
False, false on all accounts, sir.
No, I mean I'm saying that it should be. The standard should be there.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
when you get into that unit, I just feel
don't.
like the reality is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's like congratulations for getting 60% on.
Yeah.
It's like congratulations for meeting the standard instead of being like, hey, we're gonna surpass it and make it our bitch. It's just like good job that you were able to skirt on by.
That military.
Here's some dumpster kick.
Not uniform throughout all the military.
Yeah, no, not whatsoever. But that's a shame, dude. And it's just funny looking at like, remember how we used to talk about like if we want to give a character some sort of depth, you just say he's a veteran or something.
Yeah,
and then people immediately are like, he's Special Forces, he was a Ranger, he was a SEAL, he was MARSOC.
Then you can make him. You can give them any skill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like, dude. It's like I was okay at shooting guns and doing battle drills, man. But like, you want me to go and like learn Farsi and stuff? And I'm like, no. Like I just know how to say chupsha. It's like just means shut up.
But you know what? But you know what I want to do now is now that we are doing the content creation stuff that we are doing, the stuff we're involved in, Shift Fire, Gameology, the podcast, all that kind of stuff. I have like an image of what people's perception in the public eye is of me. and I kind of like use that as kind of like a challenge of like, maybe I could learn about a bunch of weapons. Why not do that? Why not have that knowledge?
Why don't you be the best version of yourself?
Yeah, the best version of your
special forces persona.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I try to give myself goals or try to come up with creative ideas for different shows that we have on the channel and stuff like that. I'm like, well, maybe this could be an excuse for me to expose myself to this kind of training or this kind of weaponry or this kind of.
I mean, it's a solid excuse, dude.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, that's why not. Okay, here's one that I know we were talking about a little bit about this earlier. Just calling anyone who's served in the military a soldier.
Yeah.
Like, those are fighting words. Yeah, so, like, if you would call a Marine a soldier, you would probably, like, get bitched at.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I'm not a soldier, I'm a fucking Marine. How dare you?
Once a Marine, they're true believers, man.
True believers.
They're the sworn, the blood sworn.
Yeah, nuts. So, like, for those of you that don't know, each branch has their own title. So, like, the Army, those are soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Navy would have sailors, which Coast Guard as well, right? They call them sailors in the Coast Guard?
Coast Guard.
I don't know what they call them besides gay.
Do you call them seamen?
Seamen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like SEAMAN?
Seamen. Yeah, no.
Seamen.
Yeah.
Yeah, do they? You guys, we need to ask Ryan Swayze.
Yeah, I got to ask Swayze. Okay, and then Air Force, airmen. And then Marines, crayon-eating idiots.
And then what is a corpsman? It's a medic in
corpsman is a corpsman is a medic in the Navy that's attached to a Marine unit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, which is very interesting, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is no medics in the Marine Corps.
Or is
it's just Navy corpsman. Well, technically, the Marine Corps is part of the Department of the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still the Department of the Navy. They didn't branch off and do their own thing.
No, I'm pretty sure the Marine Corps.
I know that that's traditionally because obviously Marines got their start as the fighting men on ships, fighting against maybe pirates and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, they've been part of the U.S. Department of the Navy since the 30th of June, 1834. So, are they considered a branch?
Yeah.
Let me know. Marines out there, all my devil dogs. I know you're going to come up in flames about this one. But are you guys your own branch?
Let us know.
Or are you just a Department of the Navy?
Yep.
Yeah, and just different.
That's why
you're different.
That's why if people, all things being equal, and somebody wants to join the military but they don't know which branch, I generally try to say Army because I know from personal experience the breadth of opportunities that exist, and they have like the biggest budget tid
Yeah, they got a big budget in the Army. And then I would say Air Force just because they treat you nicely.
Air Force, yeah, man. You live a good life.
You live a great life.
The hardest part of the Air Force, I mean, physically speaking at least, is probably the first couple weeks of basic training.
Yeah, I would say so.
After that, it's all...
Yeah, AFSOC is awesome. Air Force Special Operations Command, those dudes are cool as hell. Yeah. So, yeah, that's out of the way. A lot of people just refer to soldiers or all military personnel as soldiers. Don't do that. That's a cliche. Call them by their proper title. Yes. Moving right along. This one, I mean, when you're watching a movie, the uniforms are always jacked up.
Yes.
So jacked up.
Yep.
And it's like it's not even that hard to like get it right.
Yeah, I mean, you can, 670-1 is widely available. The standards are widely available.
Yeah,
you type in, you can Google like proper uniform patches or proper placement.
And for some reason, I don't know why, that every like commercial that you see like or movie, the collar on the uniform, they always flip it up and then like put it all the way around the neck.
Yes.
Like, have you ever seen anybody do that?
Never in my time.
Ever.
Never.
Just in a Phoenix University commercial. And the guy's got a full beard.
Now this one, there I will admit this. There were certain times on missions in Iraq is when I'd have something slung over my neck, and
you put that up.
You put it up right underneath because it wouldn't like rub against your neck and stuff like that. But in day-to-day practice, no.
No, not at all. That thing would always be down. Yeah. I remember when we wear our combat tops, they had the little zipper that went all the way down. We had a sergeant major at the time that if you had it all the way up, he'd literally come over to you and he'd be like, the zipper stays at the lowest position at all times. Because he just wanted your big breasts hanging out.
He just had a secret desire.
Yeah, he's like, it's called a sexy suit for a good reason. Yeah, he would always come unzip it. But yeah, they get uniforms wrong so often in pop culture, and I don't think it's, it's terrible. Like I don't know if it's like a copyright thing or, there's no way. I don't get it.
I think
I
it's just
get
a costume department thing.
It has to be.
Somebody wasn't paying attention. Somebody didn't take the time.
Yeah,
You know.
just laziness. Speaking of uniforms,
Wearing them in public.
wearing them in public, absolute pet fucking peeve. Absolute.
This is just so Cameron can get his pet peeves out. His airs, grievances.
You know what I hate?
you
know what I fucking hate?
Years
Yeah.
private.
Yeah, I was when we went to Disneyland. Did you see that guy?
No.
Oh my god, I lost my shit. Yeah, there was a brand new private right out of basic training walking in Disneyland full
gear,
full uniform.
Wow.
Yeah, no patches or anything because he was straight out of basic training. Like he didn't even report yet.
Maybe he was
like,
just
do you
proud.
think?
Proud of his service.
Like, do you think people give a fuck? like, do you think people care? It's like, are you trying to flex on
Maybe
people?
he got a discount or something. Maybe he gets like free ice cream at the ice cream shop or
Yeah,
something.
but that's bull. You don't leverage the uniform to get discounts, man.
Yeah, not for personal gain.
Yeah,
I'm
not
gonna
for personal
chime
gain.
in here and definitely say that's for us regular people. We respect when you guys wear it out in public because we want to be able to thank you.
No, no,
Yes.
refuse.
And yes, Disneyland will give you a discount.
Seeking neither recognition nor accolades. That is the only part of the Green Beret Creed that I remember.
Yeah, I don't like. Plus, it's like a when you're in the military, you have to take like these classes, like
Yeah.
the anti-terrorism classes.
Yeah.
Like the little online training.
Yeah.
And like literally, just the reason you don't wear the uniform is because you become a walking target. I mean, even if you're a private, you're a walking target regardless. Because I just look at you and I'm like, that dude's a private.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just tell by your mannerisms and your posture, and you smell like poop.
Always looking around like nervous, like
Yeah.
looking to see if anybody else is looking. You know.
Yeah, but don't wear your uniform in public.
Well, I will say this. I know that I'm not sure if it's the same, but like maybe you can tell me. Like when you're like maybe PCSing or something, you taking a flight or something like that. I've seen dudes in full uniform, like at the airport. You know, is that
It's such a no-no.
It's not
Unless you're deploying.
I thought maybe there was like a rule or something.
Yeah, the only time I've been in an airport with my uniform is literally when we got back from Syria, because it was a civilian plane.
Right.
So like we just got out, but it was like we were in field uniform. Like we weren't in like our pins and patches. We were just like in dirty ass uniforms.
That's all. I'll tell you a funny story that happened to me recently. I just went and just quick trip out to see my sister out in Arkansas. And I wore like I listen. I mean, you may think I'm a weirdo, but I think BDUs and stuff and the uniforms are really comfortable, especially the pants. Like it's like wearing baggy pajamas.
Yeah.
They got cargo pockets. It's great. So I had my most comfortable pair is the old M81,
the Woodlands.
Woodland Camels. Yeah. So I had those on, but I had when I fly comfortable. So I had socks and flip flops on, looking like totally, and I had like a regular like shirt on, but I have a like a desert camo or a desert colored Molly backpack, and on the backpack I have a USEC patch. It's the eagle, but it's USEC is from Tarkov. It's Escape from Tarkov. And so it looks pretty official. It's the silver eagle that says USEC on it. And I actually had a kid come up to me and thank me for my service.
Oh, my God.
Now, it's okay because I did serve. And so I'm like, no problem, man. But I'm like, I felt a little sheepish. I'm like, are there other guys out there that just like to wear Army clothes that are getting thanked for their service?
I'm so disappointed in you, dude. I'm so disappointed in you. I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. I will give you money. Go get yourself
Plus,
a regular backpack.
I'm enjoying listening to
Go get yourself. You can keep your socks and sandals on, but just go get yourself a regular backpack, some pajama pants. They're out there. Go to Target.
Maybe I should just go to pajama pants.
Yeah, get some pajama pants. My goal is to look not like I'm in the military.
Not like in the military.
Like I would rather, because you can, dude. Yeah, there's no reason. There's no reason.
I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna get some freaking rainbow cargo pants from just like some Forever 21 or whatever. Just go all out. I'm just gonna go in the other direction all the way.
Yeah. Like my goal is to. I mean, obviously, I'll have some mannerisms. Like I'm a short, decently muscular man covered in tattoos. Anybody in the military would be like, that guy was in the military.
Really, you think that's a dead giveaway?
That's a dead. I can smell you out. Yeah. I went to a party one time, and a guy was wearing weathered black Chucks and had decently long hair. And I said, what special operations unit are you from? And he said, I'm a MARSOC guy. How'd you tell? I said, I can smell you. Yeah, no.
Oh,
don't wear uniforms in public. No one cares.
Nobody cares.
To me, it's like a walking thank me for my service.
I get you, man. I get you. And,
Yeah.
and also in this day and age, you were saying like it makes you a target.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a walking target.
A little bit of OPSEC, you know. Kind
Yeah,
of
no, huge thing. Because people come up to you and they ask you what you're doing, and like you're just put in an awkward position. Or there's people out there that like don't like military people, and now you're just literally have a target on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just keep it in your D bag.
We'll fight the culture war in other ways.
Yeah, let's do it. But okay, man.
All right. PTSD.
Yes.
I feel like we've talked about this a little bit before, but it bears repeating. Now, obviously, qualifier. PTSD is a real thing.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
very serious issue for a lot of dudes out there, a lot of service people.
Yeah. But I feel like it varies in levels.
But the public perception that like anybody who's been in the military automatically
is a fucking psychopath that like hears the sounds of helicopters and
we're
napalm.
Tobey Maguire in Brothers, and we're smashing things and throwing throwing
no
people
man
around stuff.
like PTSD comes in such different levels, and it could just be like mild anxiety to just like situational awareness.
That's true. It is like it's a spectrum, if you will.
Yeah.
Of experiences and stuff like that. It can manifest in different ways.
Yeah, like I hate the portrayal that like, just like you said, if you're in the military, if you deployed, you have PTSD and you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, combat veteran lives here on 4th of July. Please mind your fireworks. Like, if you do that, you probably wear your uniform in public too.
Oh, sorry. Amy's doing hand signals.
Yeah, sorry.
Distracted me.
Yeah, if you put
flashback.
Yeah, if you put a sign in your house that says "Veteran lives here, mind your fireworks," then
wait, this is a thing that exists?
Yeah. Then you wear your uniform in public. Most likely. I'll put money on it.
I hope that nobody listening, is
and you
really
deployed to Kuwait.
Yeah. And especially if
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like it's hard to I'm not a psychologist, but it's hard to know like where the line is. But like, because we got people claiming PTSD for dude posted a YouTube video that made you feel uncomfortable. Oh, PTSD. I got emotional damage. Emotional damage.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. But I definitely know for a fact that they milk the fuck out of it.
And let me say, I'd like to say this. Hey, let's get serious for a second. Just punch in on my face right there. If you really are experiencing PTSD, I would highly encourage you to get help, because there is hope. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man, go to counseling.
Yeah,
I go to counseling.
And I'm gonna be kind of harsh here a little bit. Don't think that like you're alone, that like you can't get it worked on, that you have to be this way, and like because you're a soldier, you can do this. You know what I mean? And if you're waiting, if you're on the edge of getting help and you have all these excuses coming at you, you're a soldier. Do it.
Figure it the fuck out.
Get it done.
Yeah,
little Jocko Willink for it. Do it. Because sometimes maybe you don't know or see the hope until after the experience or after that first kind of step that you take. But you better take it, man.
Yeah, take the steps, man. First steps out the door. Go. Yeah, so PTSD, that's a cliche, a very serious one.
Yeah.
Because it's weird, because like even like the VA does commercials, where they like crazy fucking nutso out of
really?
box. Yeah, like the VA had this one commercial that was kind of rubbing me the wrong way, and it was like, lock up your guns and you could prevent suicide if you just properly store your firearms. And I was like, why are you like, the guns aren't the problem here. Like maybe you should, instead of being like extend a help to helping you, like we'll help you with your PTSD, instead of being like, just hide your guns and live with your PTSD. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I would say like, obviously if they're saying that, I'm wondering how many times that might have happened. Like,
yeah.
So because a lot of times, man, it's if it's just the thing locked up, that's preventing you, you better watch out, man, because all you need is just like one incident, or one instance where, like you're pretty far gone anyway,
Yeah, I think
it's that those kinds of things, like the commercials and stuff like that, we're being a little lighthearted stuff with this kind of thing, but like it's you do like dudes. People got to get help, men and women who have these kinds of things. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I feel like I'm not really sure. Maybe it bears some more investigating because you watch like Winter Soldier, where he's at the at the place and they're talking about their experiences. Unless they're complete rubes, I'm sure they must have asked some veterans somewhere about like, hey, what would be something accurate to say, in a group that you might have experienced or something like that. I appreciate the effort, that anybody would go to investigate what somebody might be going through so that they could accurately portray it. It's just sometimes some movies, I feel like they slap the label PTSD on it so that it's like saying a Green Beret. So they can have any excuse to make this person as broken and mentally weirded out as possible, So, hey, if you guys, I'd love to hear anybody else, any veterans or anything like that. I know we got some veterans in the audience. Let us know. Are we being are we totally off base with what we're saying? Or is it like pretty like half and half? Or is it like, oh no, you guys are totally accurate and stuff. I'd love to hear from you guys.
Let us know.
We're adults. You can be straight with us.
Yeah. Moving on. Next one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, this one is a big one, I think so. When you see dudes shooting guns and shit, or getting in firefights, they have zero ear protection on.
Oh, yeah. You never see that. I mean, I don't know. Even like...
Well, I'm thinking like any movie that they fire a gun at.
Even like Sicario or something.
No ear pro.
They're kitted out. Maybe they have... I don't know. Maybe they have...
They have like an earpiece. Like they have an earpiece in, but that's just one, and it doesn't block sound. Like that, yeah. And like I was thinking about like John Wick the other day. And he's literally like pistol in his face, like literally shooting and like cyclic.
Yeah.
I would be like, ah!
Yeah, John Wick has no hearing.
No hearing at all.
When he's
That's why he's silent.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he never talks, because he can't hear anybody talking to him, so he just doesn't respond.
Yeah, but that happens in a lot of movies. Like they just start firing. Like Heat, the big break contact scene, and they're just ripping on fully automatic, no ear pro.
And they did a great job with the sound design, because those sound like massive guns.
Yeah, and they are. And dude, that would rock your shit.
Permanent hearing damage.
Yeah, permanent.
Even just once.
Yeah.
That's what Clay from
Physical
Movie Gun
damage.
Guy. Physical hearing auditory damage. But Clay from Movie Gun Guy, he even says, he's like, it only takes one time to give you possible
to screw your hearing.
Damage,
One movie that kind of gets it right is 13 Hours. When the guy on the 240 on the roof, he takes up some linen and he like rolls it up and puts it in his ear.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
But like every other movie ever, they just get in a gunfight and they're just like, yeah.
I guess it's just one of those things where it's such a minute detail. It's important, obviously, in real life. But when it comes to the movies, I just don't think many directors, unless there's a point to it, like if it's important to the story, like somebody gets like some like explosion next to their head that prevents them from hearing, that causes something to happen in the story or whatever, I feel like it just doesn't matter. Like nobody cares in the Hollywood industry about
about like little tiny things.
Yeah, little tiny things.
Like,
and
man,
I don't know. I don't know if I can blame them or not, but it's definitely something that is, I mean, it's almost a constant. Every movie, what have I ever seen, except for something like 13 Hours, like you described, when have I ever seen anybody care about hearing protection in a movie, Because we all know that, like it's all like John Wick, that's all CGI flashes,
Yeah.
They might be like, I don't know if they're like toy guns or whatever, but like nobody's firing any, blank rounds. They're blanks? They think they're blanks?
These blanks.
Well,
The rest of it, yes, it is.
When they get like super
CGI.
Close,
It is CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that shit, there's no way, especially like if you're on any type of big gun, that would wreck your shit up.
Yeah.
Even at like an outdoor range, or someone's shooting next to me and like I'm loading mags and they go off and I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean my hearing's already going to shit too, so like a normal person's, it hurts. It hurts and it's very distracting.
Nice.
Okay, man. Well, I think that we covered a lot of bases here.
Yeah, let us know if we missed anything. If there's, especially one thing part of my homework for season 2 is to get out there and watch a lot more movies, things that are out there that are modern incarnations of military and weapons and tactics and stuff like that. Because I feel like a lot of experiences that I draw from are either my experiences, which are over a decade old at this point, and then a lot of older movies and stuff. I got to get out there and watch more movies.
A lot of people have pointed out, what is it? Is it SEALs or SEAL Team 6 or something like that? Some show.
Oh, the show, with David Boreanaz.
SEAL Team.
Yeah, SEAL Team.
Yeah, like people point that one out all the time.
You're right. I gotta watch a couple episodes of that. Yeah.
Yeah, would you guys watch it with us if we did it on Patreon?
Yeah, you guys want to do a Patreon of SEAL Team where we watch episodes of SEAL Team?
It's just an hour of you guys bagging on seals.
Yeah. I actually like that show. I watched the first episode and I was like, this is cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to watch it. I need to watch that. I need
There
to
you
watch
go.
The Outpost. I need to watch all these other.
Yeah, there's a couple movies
TV
that we need to
shows.
watch. That let us know. That would be a cool idea for Patreon.
Yeah, we're
If you
trying
guys
to go
wanna,
with Patreon ideas.
yeah.
Like, what would you guys pay to have on as a Patreon reward?
Exactly.
I'm not ashamed to ask for
Yeah.
ideas.
But yeah, let us know by sending us shooting us an email at pcfmpodcast@gmail.com or on our Instagram pcfmpodcast. I think that wraps up the cliches for this one. Just like
Yep.
Izzy said, let us know your personal cliches.
Yes.
And if you wear uniforms in public, don't talk to me.
I would like to introduce a small new segment. This one is going to be called Asked and Answered. We get a lot of questions, and we're very thankful. Sometimes we get a lot of the same question. For example, have you guys ever worked with any foreign militaries, and what was that like? I think we get this about probably every other day.
Yes.
On Instagram, on our
YouTube,
on Twitter,
you
on
know,
YouTube, on
everywhere.
comment section, all that kind of stuff. Dude, I get it. You guys don't know, and obviously maybe you're coming in. This is your first episode. You want to know. It just comes to thought. If you have spent any amount of time with us, you know that we have answered this question over and over and over again. And so as of right now, as of this episode, what is it? Episode
50.
3 of season 2.
Yes.
This is
Season 2,
episode 4.
3.
Is
We
episode
will no
4?
longer.
Sorry.
Episode 4. Okay. So edit that out. So as of season 2, episode 4, we will no longer be answering the question, have you guys ever worked with any foreign militaries? It's done.
It's done.
You just got just do a little bit of the footwork, do a little bit of research. You'll know the answer to this question. Asked and answered. Case closed. I don't know. It's case.
Fantastic.
I feel I want it to be really final or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, well, I have a game for you.
Oh, I love games.
Yes.
This
And
is
this
new. This
game,
is a switch.
speaking of, cliches, so in the military, there's a lot of sayings. And I think we've played a game like this before, but I'm going to give you a very, a well-known military phrase or saying, and I just want you to finish my sentence.
Oh, okay, cool. It's
Yeah.
kind of like what we did with
So,
the
yeah.
sniper guy.
Yeah, exactly.
With
yeah.
Richard Minus, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's exactly. So, are you ready, sir?
I'm all about it.
Okay, first one. Don't call me sir. I.
Work for a living.
Yes.
All right.
Don't call me sir. I work for a living. Yeah, and that one.
Good old Officer Rag.
Good old officer rags, because officers don't do shit, and that I do real work because I'm
NCOs
enlisted.
run the army.
Yeah, NCOs run the army. Okay, good, got it. All right, and this one's. I think you can get all of these
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm very confident. Keep your head on a.
Swivel.
Yes. Slow is.
Smooth. Smooth is fast.
Very good. Very good indeed. If ain't raining.
You ain't training.
Oh, fantastic, man. There's only a couple of these because I'm going to kill myself if I keep looking at these sayings. I was like, I've heard these so many times.
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, speed, lightning
They're
round.
burned in you after a while.
Yeah, they're burned in. Got your.
6.
Yeah, easy, man. Easy. And finally, let me break this down.
Barney style.
Yes, sir. Wow, that was easy, man.
You know what? I didn't know that Barney thing. You've said it enough that I know it now.
Really?
I didn't hear Barney style a lot.
Yeah, it breaks down Barney style
Yeah.
for children.
I think that was a question you answered actually.
Was it?
Or something. You were answering somebody like, let me break it down Barney style.
Oh, yeah.
Cool,
Okay,
man.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm the living embodiment
Right
of
on.
the U.S. military.
You're good at that's one of your special abilities is breaking things down Barney style for people. Taking a high concept and bringing it down to street level.
I like doing that. It's because I'm not smart. So I'm like, how can I understand this in the dumbest way possible?
You're just talking to your people at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Just preach to the choir.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for this episode. Good job on that game. Yeah, you
Thanks,
killed it.
man. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you,
that was
Cameron.
super easy, huh?
That was fun. I like this
Man.
rattle. That makes me build up my
Yeah,
ego.
I figured after the Star Wars
At the
onslaught.
Star Wars debacle, as we will say, the Star Wars debacle of 2022. you know?
Yeah. Was it the May the 4th? May the 4th be with
Yeah.
you. Onslaught or
Yeah, the May the 4th massacre. May the 4th massacre.
May the
yes.
4th massacre. Israel and his trivia.
Rip.
Yeah.
Rip me.
R.I.P.
F's
Well,
in chat.
thanks for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Looking forward to doing it. And yeah, dude, I got nothing.
Hey. Just stay alive until then, all right? Keep on trucking.
Hello.
We're with you all the way, all right? We'll see you in your cars.
Absolutely. Cue music.